I'll just take one more point from the audience, and then we do have to move on.
Hi, I'm Lynn Wellington from Wilmot Dixon. A fairly large contractor regionally. We're sort of very associated with constructing excellence, and I suppose I would say, wouldn't I, Sir Michael Latham sits on our main board. The one thing that I would like to come back on, if I may, is we have a very, very structured supply chain policy, and ours has been in place for a number of years. We regionally don't do social housing. It's a sister company, so it's a shame really, because we might be able to help you, but we don't. But the supply chain is, our selection criteria is very, very strict, and we don't take any sort of supply chain members in unless we've vetted them strictly. We go through a very deep and detailed process. We take them through all health and safety. When we select them for the projects that we work on, and we have a number of frameworks across the UK, their performance is vetted, and my colleague Gareth can go into lots of detail about how we perform, sort of vet the performance. But I wish I could talk to David more as well, about how, and take you through our processes, because we're very, very happy to demonstrate how we control, how we work, how we maintain all the required processes and procedures.
Thank you.
Very happy.
Thank you. Can we just go back to Simon then for the last point? Are you happy with in the front row here? Happy are you happy with the responses?
Generally, I think yes. Thank you, panel, for responding. It's interesting to note that most of the panel, and partly because in response to the question, but most of the panel have focused in on an important KPI, which is health and safety. And it's significant that in fact our industry has a better record than most of Europe in terms of health and safety. So, we are doing well in that area. Picking up on Una's point, another important KPI was the level of defects at handover. And it's again interesting that we are still some 10 years on from the time when those KPIs were introduced, that we hear a response from housing associations that are having problems with defects at handover and continuing beyond that. And it seems that we still have a lot to learn in how we develop our processes and improve our processes to actually get to a point where we have no defects at the point of completion. And it is interesting that we have a measure which talks about levels of defects as opposed to not having any defects. So it's still acceptable in terms of having a building handed over with a significant number of problems in it. And we deem that as a satisfactory state of affairs, which I think is appalling for the 21st century.
Okay, thank you. It sounds as if we've come an awful long way in the last 10, 15 years, but maybe we've still got quite a way to go, which takes us on really into our next section of the debate this afternoon, which is moving to the current situation. And our next question is from Peter Dark of Impart Links.